This is my grandfather, William Kent Rositter, and he has been to Hong Kong 8 times between 1971 to 1973.
That I was born in July 1941. During that time, World War II was still going on throughout the world, and among that, in Hong Kong and in the U.S. And I grew up in the state of New Hampshire in the U.S. and was a farm boy and spent a lot of time on the farm, driving tractors and harvesting hay and milking cows and doing those kind of things. And then I graduated from high school and then went to college and flunked out of college and decided to join the U.S. Navy. Joined the U.S. Navy as a construction battalion, or CB, CB meaning construction battalion people who build naval bases throughout the world for the U.S. Navy. And I did that for 4 years, and then the Navy decided that they would like to send me to college. I did that for 4 years, got a mechanical engineering undergraduate degree called a Bachelor of Science, and then got a nuclear engineering degree, a master's in nuclear engineering, and then was advised by Navy that I needed to be a ship driver, which means that you operate ships for the Navy. And in my case, I was focused on engineering and was the chief engineer on the USS Vega, which sailed the South China Seas in support of the Navy from 1971 to 1973. Chief engineer on the ship that I was on, we used to have continual operating problems whenever anchored in Hong Kong Harbor, because my main condensers on the ship would plug up with plastic bags, and every dragon ship and every small boat would just throw their trash overboard, and Hong Kong Harbor was filthy, 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 and there were always plastic bags floating on top of the water and bottles floating on top of the water, and below the water were all these white plastic bags that were sinking because they filled the air escaped from them, and we had significant main condenser problems because the bags would plug the cooling systems on the ships, and these were very large ships with very large engines. Today, Hong Kong Harbor is significantly decreased its pollution, but also notice there are no large ships anchored anymore in the center or central portion of Hong Kong, between Hong Kong and another observation today is that there's very much less land available or water available, because we used to go up to Victoria Peak and you could see your ship in the harbor, and if we anchored in the identical position today with all the skyscrapers, you would not see the ship because the skyscrapers obliterated that area that we used to anchor. But the essence here is that what was once does not exist. The harbor is now expanded, and it's all landfill and huge buildings that never existed 40 years ago. One of the things was Tiger Balm Garden. Tiger Balm Garden was a place that was a pre-Disneyland situation, and as a result of the pre-Disneyland, what I mean is there were pagodas, 9-story high pagodas at Tiger Balm Garden, and all the magical similarities of tigers and Chinese myths that occurred that were displayed. I have not been to Tiger Balm Garden since 1971, and I am sure it's changed, but I certainly hope that it is still available, because it was really a very strong cultural thing, and I enjoyed visiting it, which I did maybe 4 times in the times I visited Hong Kong. Kowloon was a wonderful place to visit. There are still places I know in Kowloon that were there 40 years ago, and they called it a Golden Mile because for a mile on Nathan Road it was gold jewelry, and very expensive jewelry, and well named the Golden Mile.